everybody, I am Bridget Aids with Brigitting the Gap. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel, and if you haven't joined it yet, please click the submit button, and also notice that there's an email that you can always reach out to me if you have any questions or stories that you want to share about your networking event. That would be awesome. Thank you so much. Look forward to sharing my story coming up right now. So, everybody, I have to tell you, my networking story is hysterical. I look back now and I just really, now I can laugh at it. It was about 15 years ago that I got a voicemail from a gentleman named Jim, and he was a PNC agent, and at that time I had no idea what that meant. What that means is property casualty. He's an insurance agent that sells property casualty. Well, he belonged to a chapter of a large networking organization, and he asked me if I would substitute, because a friend of mine is a friend of his. And he asked, would you please substitute tomorrow morning? My name is Jim, I'm property casualty, and they'll take care of you when you show up. Please be there at 7. Okay, if my friend said I'm reliable and I'll be there, by golly, I'm gonna be there. I had no clue what this was about. So number one, I could be mad at Jim, or number two, I could be happy that Jim did that. I'm kind of choosing number two because it taught me how to be a professional networker, and it took me to a road that I never thought I would imagine. But let's go back to that morning when I show up at 7 o'clock. Well, first of all, I showed up at 6:45 because I had anxiety. I wanted to make sure I was there on time. I had no idea what I was walking into, and so I was there pretty much before anybody else was. So when it was time for me to sign in at the registration table, I signed in, and there was a young lady there. I wished I knew who she was, because to this day I would take her out to dinner and thank her, because she took me on a path that's unimaginable, and that is becoming a professional networker. So going back to that morning, I sign in, and all of a sudden a flurry of emotions came over me. I got sick to my stomach. I started sweating profusely. I wanted to run away. What I chose to do is look to the right, and I saw that there's a women's bathroom. I took off to that bathroom, and I sat in the stall praying that they would forget about me, praying that there'd be a hurricane in July in Denver. Not going to happen. So I just sat in there, and I thought, well, maybe they'll just forget about me. All of a sudden, knock, knock, knock on the bathroom stall. Are you okay? And I said, no, I'm not. I have no idea why I'm here. I don't want to walk into this room full of people, because right at the time that I waited to get in there were already probably 30 people in that room. I was early. I waited in the lobby, saw people going in, and panicked. That's the truth of it. And I really wanted to run away and go home. This young lady in this particular organization, they have a position called visitor host. And that is where the individuals that are there at the greeting table are there to welcome you, make sure you understand what the meeting's all about, just make you really feel comfortable. I was just so panicked. I just ran to the bathroom. So after she knocked on the stall and said, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm all right. She said, why don't you come out when you're ready, and I'll be right here for you. So it was a matter of minutes. I was out there. And she said, tell you what, Bridget, I'm going to have you sit next to me. I'm going to take you through the whole journey of this meeting. You're not going to be alone. Those were the kindest words I could ever imagine. And those are the words that brought me to where I'm at today as a professional networker. I'll never forget that, ever forget what she did for me. So the meeting starts. She helps me through the whole meeting, tells me exactly what's going to happen, and it's my turn to stand up and say something. Are you kidding me? Well, she wrote out a little something in this organization. It's what they call their ask. What are you asking for this week from everybody to connect you to? So she wrote it out for me. I was like this, reading that paper. And when I was done and sat down, she whispered to me, good job. That meant so much to me. I cannot tell you what that meant to me. So I watched everybody else, and I sat there, and then the president announces that next week they're having a visitor's day. I thought, do I dare? Do I even dare? And I just thought, maybe nobody will ask me. I'm just going to be quiet. She leans over and says, so we'll see you next week? I'm like, I'm not too sure about that. She said, yes, be here. Please be my guest. I'd love for you to be my guest. Okay. So I show up the next week, and it was completely better. But I want to tell you about my ride home. My ride home was hysterical. Now it was hysterical. Back then it was not. I had every emotion imaginable. I had fear, embarrassment. I was crying. I was upset. I came home and told my husband, honey, I just did the most bizarre thing today ever. I stood up in front of a room full of friends. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing, but I also felt very welcomed. And he goes, well, you're not going to let that stop you, are you? You're going to go next week on their Visitors Day? I was kind of thinking maybe not. And he goes, you're better than that. Okay, when anybody's got a spouse that believes in you more than you believe in yourself, you know how I felt. So, but here's what I did. This is why I'm sharing my journey. I realized something. Networking is a skill, like cutting hair or doing makeup. It is a skill. You need to learn. You need to gather the knowledge so that all of a sudden the pride comes in. You are more confident. And those were the things that I decided to do. That evening, I laid in bed and I said, okay, Bridget, you got two choices. One, you can never do this again and say, mark it on a checkbox, did it, done, never going back. Or you can overcome this fear and realize that there's people out there that truly want to help you build your business. What a concept. My business before my Mary Kay business, I was a salon and spa owner. My specialty was hair cutting. My specialty also was doing makeup. I absolutely loved doing makeup. So when I was able to get out of that industry and sell my businesses, what I landed up doing was going into Mary Kay Cosmetics because it was comfortable for me. And I realized, you know what, if I become a professional networker, that's going to help me in my business. And not only that, I'll be a better resource for all my clients that might need a roofer, a plumber, electrician, attorney, financial advisor, real estate agent, a plethora of occupations. I chose to take the higher road and dive in. I dove in big time. I read every book you can imagine. I went to the library. I bought books. I listened to cassette tapes. Yes, I'm aging myself. I listened to cassette tapes. I called girlfriends that I knew were networkers, and I said, give me your best tapes. Can I sit down with you? Give me your best hints. I started to create my own university of networking. So let's go back to that following week when they had the Visitors Day. Yes, I applied to the chapter. Yes, I was accepted into the chapter. And I was with that organization for many, many years, and I continue to still work with them. I am not a member, but I do work with a couple of the owners, different franchise owners. It was the best thing I ever did. My message for you today, if you are someone like me, because I know I'm not the only one on the planet that finds it extremely uncomfortable to walk into a room full of already made friends. Well, I did. Know that it's a skill. It's not you. It is not you at all, what you're feeling in your tummy or what you might be nervous about or what you're creatively avoiding, not going to a networking event. I will tell you, get a hold of me. Let's walk through it together or listen to my series of networking. I'm going to be starting the series from brand new Bridget's story all the way in the journey of becoming a professional networker. I believe in you. I know you can network. You probably have so much to bring to others. And so I thank you so much for listening today, and just know you have it in you to do it. You might not know how to, but that's what this series is all going to be about, is how to become a professional networker from day one. Well, I shared with you my day one story. The next one is going to be about what did I do to become a professional networker within my chapter. And that's the verbiage I'll be using, is how did I become a professional networker in my chapter. But my homework assignment for you today, just grab a book or a YouTube. Go onto YouTube and look how to become a professional networker and just learn. That's the best way. And be open to meeting new people. And I would say the first thing to do is learn how to do small talk. It's very important, making people feel comfortable. So that's my series for today, or my video for today. And I sure hope that this has helped you to realize it is a skill, and together we're going to make you a professional networker. Thanks for listening. Make this the best day of your life. Bye now.